the first Hermetic principle or the first law of this universe is the universe is mental, the mind is all. To make that very simple, God is omnipresent. God is everywhere. Do you understand? If you cut yourself, it'll heal back. Your body won't allow you to hold your breath. The body is operating, right, without you consciously controlling everything. So everything that is happening, right, is for the preservation of life, is trying to preserve life in one way or another. The universe is mental, the mind is all. It means that everything is consciousness. You're not trying to achieve consciousness, everything is consciousness. If it grows, if it flows, it is consciousness. If that plant grows in your house, it is consciousness. You understand? Everything is consciousness. Your cells in your body, the air leaving your lungs is consciousness. You understand? You don't need to control your own breathing. That means God is transcendental. Your mind itself, you have an involuntary mind. Well, people say, well, how can you prove there's a subconscious? How is that possible? Well, stop thinking. If you're in control of yourself, then stop yourself from thinking.
That's right.
Right? Okay. So that means that you have, right, a mind that is transcendental, that is beyond you, beyond your control. One thing about this mind or the human consciousness is that this is the technology through which consciousness expresses itself. Emotion is trying to express itself through the technology called the body. Thought is trying to express itself through the technology called the body. This is the way that God consciousness can participate in the creative process of what's happening. Now, to think about this mind is it has free will. Now, if you don't use your free will, someone else will use it. We can observe how we can weaponize the mind.
Right.
What makes a human being unique is this ability to create an original thought. Once you do not have the ability to create an original thought, then you are part of the programming. And I'll explain to you what that means. If I give you a fork and you put your fork through the piece of cake, you will say, I like the cake. Well, my question to you is, how do you know you like the cake? But I'll put somebody next to you and they put their fork in the same piece of cake and they say, I don't like the cake. Well, how do you know you don't like the cake? And how do you know you do like the cake? Can you explain that? That is an original thought. That means it is uninfluenced by anyone. That means your palate has a unique fingerprint and experience. That means you eating the cake is your experience. Right? Uninfluential.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Well, how can we weaponize that experience now and make everybody like the cake? Right? You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So we will weaponize the human mind through television. So what exactly is beautiful? If a woman walks in the room, you say she's beautiful. The man next to you says she is not beautiful. Well, how do you determine that? How do you weaponize for everybody to think on one accord? Well, you have to use the will, their attention, and lock it in somewhere else. You have to take the experience, their original thought, their own experience away from them. But they need to consent to it. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. So we will say that the standard of beauty, right, is a white woman. Right? It was Cosmopolitan, De Beers, Louis Vuitton. Every image we put on television, we want everybody to see beauty one way, right? This is happening in real time, right now. So the women that are beautiful are the women that have BBLs, right? This is happening in real time. So we will make every man see that as the standard of beauty. We can weaponize it with love as well. So this is the ability now to take over human consciousness and get it to agree on one accord. Like I said, this is why they have trends on Instagram, or they have followings on Instagram. And being that this mind has free will, we can also give it another experience, an artificial one. So the reason why they give you a strawberry starburst is to disconnect you from the experience of nature. So now you have the taste of the strawberry without the nutrients. You understand? So we desensitize a human being. So instead of you eating a real strawberry, you'll eat a strawberry starburst. Instead of you eating a real orange, you'll drink a sun kiss. Right?
Right.
So we can change how you see reality.
Yeah, you still call it orange.
Another way we weaponize human consciousness is by way of language. Energy must follow thought wherever it goes. It's not what I say to you, it's what I want you to hear. I say that again. It's not what I say to you, it's what I want you to hear. If I say Department of Homeland Security, you feel safe. But in fact, right, what I'm doing is I'm gaining permission from you to invade your privacy. If I say illegal alien, right, it sounds foreign. It creates fear in the mind. It sounds like someone off planet is coming to invade your country, right? If I say the war on drugs, then I get you to forget about the war on poverty, right? So I can create fear in the mind, and I can also weaponize it. All these different things now, but it has to do with where you are paying attention to. So I'm taking your original experience from you. I'm taking divine intelligence away from you, and I'm creating a program, because your logical thinking cannot override the program. You will have to be able to gain your awareness back in order to override the program that I'm trying to implement into you. So what exactly is divine intelligence, and how do we gain the original thought back? If you put your foot in a blade of grass, or if you get on a plane and you go to Haiti and you interact with the people, and that is your own experience. Have your own interpretation of the world. When you can interpret the world for yourself, you have an original thought. When you can create a choice, you have an original thought. So what exactly am I saying? I'm saying that if I ask you, can you watch anything on television right now? You will tell me, yes, I can watch anything on television. I said, can you go to any pharmacy on this block? You would say, yes, I can go to any pharmacy on this block. I said, can you go to any hospital in this city? You said, of course, I can go to any hospital in this city. But now I'm going to show you how I have hijacked, right, your consciousness from you. Right. I say to you, well, you can't watch anything on this television. You say, how can that be? Of course, I got 600 channels. I could watch whatever I want. What are you talking about? I have already pre-selected all the channels I want you to watch. Yeah. I have already pre-selected all the hospitals I want you to go to. I have already pre-selected all of the supermarkets I want you to visit. I already pre-selected all the women that are going to be attractive to you. I am creating reality for you below your awareness, and you don't realize it. That's right. But you think you are acting